This podcast was edited and uploaded by Uncle Geeb Productions. Hey guys, and welcome everyone to the Drippin' Geeb podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Geeb, and with me is host Drip Media Gaming. We record this podcast live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, or anywhere you can find a podcast. You can also watch this podcast at youtube.com/drippingeeb. To this week, we have a special guest again. Special guest 2 weeks in a row. This week's special guest is someone that you may or may not know, but we all love him at heart, and that is Alex from SwitchCorner, youtube.com/SwitchCorner. Alex, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm not that enthusiastic, as always. Way too English for that, but I'm good. I like that joke with you guys. I have to use it every time.
Yeah, it works. It's great. It's good stuff.
Thank you for joining us, Alex. Drip, how are you doing this evening?
Man, I got a PS5 today. I'm doing
what?
Fucking fantastic.
PS5?
Doing just fine, friend. Yes. Pretty excited about it.
You should
not gonna lie.
Tell the stream and the audio listeners the story, if you don't mind. If you want to.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell the story.
Yeah.
So I mentioned last week how I was teaching someone some video stuff, right?
That's right.
So I was down there, and then, the guy that I was... Not the guy I was teaching. The guy that hired me to teach the other guy is one of my friends. He owns a mattress store. They're trying to do a bunch of content for their mattress store. They want somebody in-house to do it. So he was like, yo, I'll just teach you. And he's like, I'll pay you. You teach him. I was like, okay, that's fine. Because obviously I can't be there all the time. So then I went down last week. We did 1 week. And... he was telling me, he's like, oh yeah, I got all these PS5s, man. He used bots. He's the bot guy. He did the bad thing.
I'll be honest with you, not happy about that.
Hey, you know what? Me neither. But I ended up getting one. Getting one.
That's
so
good.
I told him, we just had the conversation like, hey, I was like, how about I give your guy a couple free lessons and you throw me that PS5? He was like, absolutely. Fantastic. Sounds great. So I went down today. We talked about some other stuff. I'm going to be doing some other stuff with him down there, but I picked up my PS5 and brought it home. I have to say, this controller right here is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Now,
all the stuff it does. I mean, Alex, you know.
Yeah, the DualSense, I've got it right here.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
Oh, I'm JD this week. You guys have the cool controller that I can't throw up to the camera.
Yeah.
I mean, but Nintendo touts like HD Rumble, and the Xbox One, it's the best shaped controller for me, but the triggers are insane.
The triggers are the thing where it's just like, because I don't have any real games. Well, I do. I didn't realize that they were like, oh yeah, you have a physical version of God of War, which you can't use, but you have PlayStation Plus, but here you go. Here's God of War for free. Just download it. I was like, oh, well, that's cool. So I didn't lose God of War. So I downloaded that, a couple other ones that were in there.
Did you download Astrobot?
Yeah. The
That's
Astros Playroom or whatever. I played a little bit of that, but even just the initial demo where it was like, hey, press these buttons, and you press it, it's like pressure, and then it's like, I'm like, what the hell? And then it makes you like blow on the controller. Like, I don't know, man. It's nuts.
Sony, it's COVID.
Well, it's... I've always, that's the thing. I've always known about it. I knew it was in there.
Yeah.
But it's hard to explain to somebody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you have to actually feel it and to understand like what's going on with this thing. It's wild.
That's actually,
but I'm excited.
It's actually kind of funny, Drip, because I was a little while ago we were playing around with Abby's old DS. I reshelled it for her. It was so weird, that DS shell. If you guys have ever reshelled not a Game Boy, I've done that too. Game Boys, for some reason, I kind of know why, and I'll get to it in a second. They hold up well over time. The Game Boy shells, they don't really crumble in your hands.
Like original?
Yes. The DS shells, if you try to reshell that and it's been kept in not ideal conditions, like in a basement, like hers was, that thing literally, I'm unscrewing the screw and the plastic is breaking around the screw. It would literally disintegrating on my desk. I just ended up tearing it apart with around the internals, and then I can unscrew the screws after the plastic was all destroyed around it. Like I had to reshell it. What was the point of this? Oh yeah, so playing around with her games. Nintendogs, I think it was, or multiple different versions of Nintendogs and all the stupid cutesy girl games from the mid 2000s or mid.
Dude, don't talk shit on Nintendo.
You can like play with the puppies. You talk to it. You blow and like you can. It's the same kind of. It's kind of funny how that tech is, how it was used back then and how it's used now. It's funny. Similar reasons.
Yeah.
I don't think there's been since the Astro game. I don't think there's been one that used the blow on the PS5 controller function.
I figured that was going to be a very.
It's not a.
Yeah, that's
it's a microphone. Like the games use it as a speaker as well.
It's picking up the distortion essentially from the air.
I did notice that. Yeah, like when the controller started like making noise, I was like, oh shit, what the fuck is going on here? It was a lot. I will say there was a lot to take in. Like
it's
initially jumping into that.
It is a pain in the ass because like when the wife's in bed and I'm playing late at night and it starts speaking through my fucking controller.
Yeah,
I'm like trying to work out how to silence the thing.
Like,
and, yeah, please speak.
Do you when the wife is sleeping? Do you play with headphones on?
Normally,
it doesn't matter. It's still coming out of the controller.
It still comes out the controller,
even if you have your headphones plugged into the controller. Is that even is that a feature on the? Because I know that's for Xbox.
I know that you can have the TV muted and it will still come through the controller. That
sounds like something that Sony should fix, not because it's broken, but because like that's just they overlook that clearly. Like if it's got to be a thing that's controlled like or in unison with your TV sound or the game sound or what have you. That's kind of silly.
Yeah, I don't know.
But we're not here to talk about.
There's a few things they overlook there, like the console's about the size of a fucking house.
Dude, it is.
You could live inside it.
Taking that thing out of the box today, I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
This
ridiculous. Is massive. It seriously comes up to my fucking knee. It's like, dude, it's like the size of my smallest kid. I mean, it's huge, man. It's huge. That's wild. You see pictures of it, and you're like, oh yeah, that's pretty big. Until you get one in your hands, you're like, yeah. I mean, you don't really understand how big this thing is. Like beside a Series S, makes a Series S looks like a Walkman.
Yeah, I wish I had a PS5 so I could join this conversation. I don't. But we're not here to talk about the PS5. We're here to talk about the Drip and G podcast. Let's just talk about our own podcast. What do you think about it, Drip? No,
it's all right. It's not too bad.
Let's get right to the beer of the week, and we do have a couple of beer of the week submissions, and this should be there's this YouTube channel, guys. Go if you're not already following him on YouTube, do that. YouTube.com/SwitchCorner, and also a litany of other channels, Xbox Corner and PlayStation Corner. Go follow them over there too. But we got some stuff. Oh, that's wrong. That's Tasty Cakes. we were arguing about Tasty Cakes in the pre-show. Don't ignore that. Beer of the week submission from the listener beer of the week. I believe we did not talk about this one. This is from who else? Parallax Bottles.
Parallax.
All the way, just for ignore. I'm going to keep it this way forever. Anytime we have a guest, we have an upside down Drip and a sideways Alex. It's going to be the way it is. I like it. Parallax Bottles.
That's fine.
It's totally fine. Parallax Bottles. Beer of the week. Abomination Brewing Company worked with Dewey Beer Company to create a sour ale that feels like you're drinking a juice straight from nectar, not as jam-packed as some of the other sours its cherry blackberry notes follow through. The vanilla cream finish elevating what is that word? Elevating. Elevate. What is that word? I seriously don't know what English word that is. Elevating is not the word. A tart ending. Here's the can. That's what you're really here for. Look at that can. It's got like a skull, a fish.
That is sick.
With like a fish blowing a air out with a key, and it's just cool. It looks cool.
He always finds the cool cans, man.
Look at
like every week. It's like I don't really care what beer's in it normally. It's like let me just see the can. It's always like it's been like that every single week he's put one in. The cans are just.
If that was on a bottle, I'd be putting a candle in top after I'd finished it. Just to give you that kind of
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. I would like to say
we used to do it with Jack Daniel's bottles.
Man.
That's cool.
I would like to say that word I was struggling with, indeed, I'm just to struggle because it's not even a word. He had a typo, and the word was leaving. So that's why I couldn't say it, because it wasn't a real word. For once, I was not an idiot.
Yes, you're off the hook this time.
Also, I want to point out to you, Drip, that $7.50, that's how much this one beer costs. He finds these beers because he goes to a place where they sell like these individual beers that have very high price tags for a good reason, because they're awesome. So yeah, here's the other side of the can. I guess that's nothing too fancy on that side. Hey, Parallax, focus your photo, man. What are you doing to us?
Wait. That's where the percentage lives. What's the percentage?
Oh, yeah. Let's see what the percentage is. Beep, beep, boop, bop.
Enhance. Zoom. Enhance.
I can't
see it.
Yeah, I can't.
Is it 9?
9, yeah. No, it's straight up. 9, dude. He drinks the hard stuff, man.
God. That put me on my ass.
Parallax, you're fine.
That's a good beer. That's a good beer.
Yeah, man. It looks like a fantastic
You said
beer.
it's a sour, right? God, I love sours.
Yeah, man. That's the thing. So here's my thing about IPAs and beers in general. Not just IPAs, beers in general. Like I'm kind of the guy who goes and buys a beer based off the can and what type it is, not because I never read what's in it. I'm not a reader. I'm a visual learner, so I just kind of want to look at the can.
Oh, we know you're not a reader.
I wouldn't look at that can and think fruit sour beer. And I would never pick up. I think coffee. I think like dark flavors when I look at that can. So like I'm kind of like
stout.
Like I'm upset with myself that I can't find it within myself to get a beer like that. Even though I'm sure I would absolutely love that beer.
Probably. You got to read a little bit.
I gotta read. I don't like to read, as you guys know.
Do you want me to go first, since I have a choice for you guys?
Yeah, let's let our guest go last. The privilege of going last. The guest.
Mine's not very exciting.
It's fine. Neither is mine.
You know.
Drip, what do you got?
I found 2, and I couldn't decide, so I figured I would let you guys decide which one I'm going to drink.
Okay.
So the first one.
Tell us the percentage as well.
Yes.
The first one, 5.5%. It's from, my favorites. Going back to Dewclaw Brewing Company.
Dewclaw.
A new one I found today. Sour Me, Dark and Stormy. That focus there you go.
Sour Me, there you go.
Dark and Stormy.
That's a weak label.
I kind of like
their
it. labels
look like this. Yeah,
I kind of like it. It's simple.
It's very simple. It's simple and effective. But this one's kind of weird, and I was like, yeah, okay. So it's lime and ginger. It's a lime and ginger sour.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So there's that one. Lime and ginger.
That's 2/3 of the way to a Moscow Mule. Just add some vodka.
Yeah. Well. Okay. Now if you like that label, you're gonna absolutely love this next label. You're gonna love it.
You hit your face on the mic. I'm not gonna let that go. That was hilarious.
Came out of nowhere.
Your face. Sorry, I gotta find the entertainment things.
Okay, so this one's actually from a West Virginia brewery. This is kind of a local one.
All right.
5.8% alcohol, so just a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's from Big Timber Brewing Company. This is an orange guava sour ale, and they call it the OG. And it is about as basic as you can get. That is the label.
I would drink that simply because of how basic they went.
Yeah.
Are you into the sours, Alex?
Not really. I'm just IPA pretty much.
Yeah, one of those.
I'll try a sour. I always drink based on the brewery. Mainly. Yeah. I go to the same spots every time. They refresh the line. But yeah, IPA is pretty much my go-to. That's it.
I mean that's I'm that way, but I'm not. So like I when I find a brewery that I'm into, I will go back to them because they, it's good. It's kind of like a restaurant. But I also will take the time to explore when I'm not, like when I kind of fall out of favor with that beer or like whatever. I'm like, I'm done I want something new. I will go out and explore other companies. For the most part, though, I do stick with the same, brewery.
Oh, yeah, but I'll go to different breweries and stuff. I'm not going to drink fucking
the same. Yeah, right. The same few.
Bush.
The same few breweries. Yeah, no. When I'm extra poor is when I buy.
Which one are you guys picking here?
Neither of them. No, I go with the OG label is so bad. You've got to go with that.
All right, we'll go with the OG.
Yeah, go with it. Alex, while he's opening that up, would you like to tell us what you got?
Yeah, mine's not very exciting. I'm drinking Daytime IPA Lagunitas, which won't focus because
Lagunitas.
I'm not good with the camera. I don't normally drink this, but it's a fake IPA. It's actually only. It's basically water. It's like 3.2%.
That's
God.
real
How is an IPA
low.
3.2%? That's crazy.
It's basically an IPA in disguise. It tastes like an IPA. But I'm dieting. I'm getting married at the end of May. So
yes, I'll be there. I will be there. Woo, let's talk about that.
I wasn't.
IPAs are brutal. And yeah, so this is my go-to. It's got 3 carbs compared to like 27 in a normal IPA.
Yeah.
Or 20 or something. So
that is nice.
I can have like the trick is though, don't drink. I've got to teach myself don't drink more because it's low carb. That's kind of where my training is right now. I'm
oh no, it's fine. I can drink 20 of these. It's totally cool.
So that's kind of
low
my trap
alcohol,
right now.
low carbs, like that's fine. Drink as many of these as you want. All right, I need to try this.
Hey man, give it a sip. Ooh, that looks uninterested.
It's like,
is it like water?
The orange is the. You know when you like squeeze orange juice out of an orange?
Yeah.
And it doesn't taste like a glass of orange juice. It just tastes like
watered down orange.
Yeah, that's what this tastes like. It's exactly what this tastes like.
So I'm a weirdo. I because of like the sugar content and calories in fruit juice. What I do is usually pour like a half a glass of fruit juice and then cut it with water. So I'm used to that kind of cut down flavor.
That's what it tastes like,
and I'm fine with it.
Not a lot to. It's fine. I'm not like over the moon with this one, but it's all right. It's fine.
I bet you would have loved that Dew Claw
beer. It goes right
beer.
along with the label. I can tell you that right now. The label and what's inside are fucking spot on.
It is. It's very classy. Reminds me of a classy hotel. Like a label they put over top of water bottles they're selling for an extra $1.50. You know those hotel water bottles I'm talking about.
Yes, I do. It's not bad. It's not the worst thing ever, but it's not great. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Geeb, what do you got?
Nothing special. I got the anti-hero again this week, but the real anti-hero, and it's the I don't have my light on for you, but it's the whatchamacallit can, the 16-ounce can, big boy.
The big boy.
That's a big ass can.
Yeah, it's. I'm not. Spoilers. I'm not actually going to open and drink it. I'm currently finishing up my Zenith Hero, which is just one of these in disguise. But this is what I've been drinking these for a few weeks now. These disguised ones. This is what the real label with the real can looks like.
That's good to see because I don't remember seeing that.
I drank this, not the 16 ounce one, but I drink in this kind
remember it
on podcasts before. Is this 24? It's probably 24 actually. I don't know. It's big boy. It's huge.
Yeah,
19.
That's not
19.
It's That's a weird number.
19.2.
It's so weird.
Well, because American numbers are weird and it's ounces. I'm sure in like some other numbers it'd be more logical. I don't know. I don't. We
don't really sell cans like that in England or Europe. Just so
there you go.
You just serve warm. You serve warm beer. Guys, this podcast
that's called ale. That's called ale. It comes out of a pump. It's fucking awful.
Oh, that's right. Well, you did move to America, so I guess you're like, fuck this shit.
To get away from the ale.
Even in England, like that's a acquired taste. It's super cheap as well. Like a lot of the ales are like 2-3 quid compared to, let's say, 5 quid for a normal beer that's like a Kronenberg or a Lagunitas, that sort of stuff.
Excuse me, what? I don't know either of those.
Lagunitas?
I don't know what that is.
Really? Am I saying
I do not.
I just had a thought. I wrote it down. We're going to talk to Alex a little bit later about things that don't revolve around the topics tonight. But we do have some topics we want to touch on tonight. And Alex, we'll get back to that in a minute.
Yeah, I want to talk about the wedding and the fact that I'm coming out there.
No,
it's going to be.
Don't spoil the headliner.
Oh, that was it?
Gosh, no, it's not. I'm just messing with you.
Oh,
I like to piss you off and like say sorry later. That's like my goal.
Good God.
That's what I do. No. What we're talking about today is the headliner, guys. Kirby comes out the 27th? I don't know. I don't know either.
This month.
Hey Google.
What is the 25th?
When does Kirby come out? March 25th. Alex wins. Okay Google, shut up. Okay, Google, shut up.
I would like to pre-order it like right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into Walmart and get my physical copy. I believe all three of us played the demo, correct?
Yes, I just finished it in the pre-show.
Yes, you did. I'm not salty about that. Alex, we'll start with you. What did you think about the demo?
It's all right. Nothing special, honestly. Like, don't get me wrong, it's awesome to see Kirby 3D again.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been long requested. Let's face it. The demo is more linear than I expected. I thought they were kind of setting it up to be almost open world from the trailers and what I'd seen so far. There's frame rate issues for sure as you transitioning through the world quite frequently. When docked, I didn't play handheld, so I can't comment on that. The transitions are cool when you change it into the different things, like the vending machine, the car. That's like the vending machine's awesome.
The vending machine was awesome. That was the coolest one for sure.
My issue with Kirby is, like, honestly, I'll buy it. I'll probably do a video on it. I'll probably enjoy it. But if I was just, I wouldn't buy it for myself. If I wasn't gonna do a video on it, I wouldn't be buying it just because it's target audience. It's gonna be super easy. It's probably gonna be done within like 7 or 8 hours, and that's $60 down the drain. Realistically, the last Kirby Star Allies was done in 6 hours. Again, super easy. And if I was playing for me, I'd be buying a Elden Ring, honestly, instead of a Kirby. Yeah. I know that's going to be a super controversial opinion as well, because everybody seems to be like,
you're wrong. I mean, I don't
everybody's
think you're wrong.
like loving this game right now, though, online.
Yeah.
What,
Which I
Elden
get.
Ring?
No, Kirby.
Oh, Kirby.
Everybody
I haven't
likes
looked at
the
anything
comments.
online yet. I haven't had time. Geeb, what did you think?
I think my opinions kind of go nicely parallel with Alex there. Here's the thing. So I have mixed opinions because I'm actually kind of excited. And this is not a segue to the Switch Pro rumors for later. We will get to that. But we're kind of touching Switch Pro for a second. Because here's what I think. This game runs at 30 FPS during cutscenes and gameplay, but then the menus are kind of 60. That's kind of normal with Nintendo stuff. If it does run 30, the menus tend to be a little bit faster. That's neither here nor there. The game itself runs at a not so smooth 30. I would say it does kind of dip down during parts. Maybe Alex can use this fancy tool after the podcast and let us know what it actually does. It's a not steady 30. It's kind of like Breath of the Wild, where it does vary downward a little bit. It looks good though. That's the thing. The game looks great. It actually looks spectacular. So, like, we were kind of speculating that maybe this would be an Odyssey style game, or actually Bowser's Fury, I think is kind of what we came up with, our theory.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's also not
It's
open
Mario
world.
3D world-ish.
Yeah, it is.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Like,
Yeah.
I loved Odyssey, and I thought it was going to be Odyssey, and instead I've got you kind of walk in with that third-person camera. It's like it's deceiving you into thinking you're about to enter Mario Odyssey, and then all of a sudden you jump up and it goes side on, and it's very 3D world.
Yeah,
it's very, very 3D world.
But here's the thing, though. This is what I think. This game could have easily ran 60, but here's why. But here's why it doesn't. The visuals are actually spectacular. Like, if you look at the details in this game, the dogs, the world,
those dogs, like you can see every hair on them. Man.
It's actually stunning for a Nintendo first party Switch game. Like, if you were to compare those visuals next to Breath of the Wild, it's like, not that they're the same game at all, but what I'm saying is, like, just a very well known, highly rated Switch game versus Kirby, like. I think this is a next gen Nintendo game that is on old hardware. And here's the thing. We've heard the rumors about the Switch Pro and how maybe the OLED should have been the Switch Pro, and they've supply chains why it's not out right now. This game is slated to come out with new hardware. I think this game runs slowly because this is a next gen Nintendo game that's running on old hardware. Therefore, it is slow and has frame rate issues. Because I'm serious, if you haven't seen the demo or play the demo because it's free, obviously. Yeah, but it looks amazing.
It looks fantastic, and I have a lot of different things to say about it than you guys said. I did play it in handheld, and I didn't notice frame rate issues at all. And then you guys started talking about frame rate issues, and I still didn't see any frame rate issues.
Handheld's forgiving. You got to remember that. Handheld is definitely forgiving for all things.
I don't know. I was playing on the OLED.
It's normally different. It's normally different.
I mean, it looked... Yeah, I can agree with that. It looked absolutely fantastic on the OLED. Like, the first thing I said when I fired it up, I was like, holy shit, this looks great. Like, this looks amazing. Especially the cutscenes. They're, like, beautiful. I mean, the gameplay is good. It looks good all around. I didn't get any frame rate issues, and honestly, it is easy, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, I really liked the mechanics. I thought it was fun, and that's the thing too. That we're talking about the demo here, and I did try there's two modes. There's like a hard mode and an easy mode. I did try both, The hard mode's not that hard, you're right. But we are very early in the game. So I feel like it could ramp up a little bit, but knowing our history with Kirby, Alex, you're probably right. It's probably going to be pretty easy and pretty short. I hope that's not the case because I really honestly loved what I played right there. I really, really liked it. I thought the boss was pretty fun. I didn't get it at first because I was like, okay, I have this sword. I can just kill him. But then when I didn't have the sword, I had to start, eating the stars and shooting them at the guy. And this, I thought the mechanics were cool. The car thing was really fun. The vending machine where you start spitting out cans at people. I think the new stuff that they added in is great. The cone thing, I get it. It's like a ground pound, like a Mario ground pound, but you can only do it when you have the cone.
A not good ground pound, if I may add. It's not a good. I don't enjoy it.
It takes a little bit of practice.
I wish it handled like Smash, the down B situation. Like it's kind of weird. You just press B and does like an automatic jump and then down.
Yeah,
I'd rather just jump and then down.
You can do A and jump, and then hit it in the air too. With B.
But it's just that also feels pretty unnatural.
Yeah, it was all very weird. It was a very weird way to do it. I'm looking forward to seeing what the rest
dodgy as well. I don't know if you've seen the camera.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Things lost on the camera. The enemies. Do you know like the charging ball thing or whatever it is? He kept on charging at me and running off screen, and then I couldn't get the camera to move across to find him.
Yeah, because you look at it and you're like, okay, I can use this stick to turn completely around. Then you realize, oh no, I can't. No, I can't. I can't go all the way over there.
I was pretty disappointed with that. You can't. Not that I quickly realized this is not open world, so I knew that I wasn't gonna be able to have full range of motion like that. But I wanted to move more than I could. It's Nintendo games tend to lock you in a fixed position and kind of camera moves with you.
This one is a little weird with the camera. That's for sure.
It's weird. But again, like here's the surprising thing. I was actually convinced I'm not gonna buy this game before the demo. I was like, I told you guys, like, if I'm not gonna play this game off stream, I'm not gonna buy the game because it's got to be worth my money to play on stream as well as off stream because I don't got the cash like that just to buy games to play on stream a couple times and never touch them again. And the games that I have done that with, I sold them, so resold them. That's mainly why I buy them physical. It's besides the collecting thing, I get rid of them if I don't like them, but at a good price. So this game, I tried the demo. I'm like, I'm going to try this demo for the podcast, but also to see if I want to actually keep it and buy it and keep it. I think I might. I might.
Definitely.
Like
day one, I can't wait. I'm excited for this game.
The weird thing is, it's the visuals. Like I was really enamored by the detailed world.
Well, I think you're forgetting one game. You're forgetting one very important game that looks like an absolute, just a gem.
I know what you're gonna say. Miitopia, of course. Yeah, looks great.
No.
Bayonetta?
Nope.
Have you seen Bayonetta 3 looks incredible.
Luigi's Mansion?
Luigi's Mansion 3 looks
it doesn't look better than this.
Insanely good on the Switch.
Not better than this.
Good.
This looks like a next gen Nintendo game. It does. It does.
I did not.
I don't know if
there's no way this is next gen. If you were saying that because it's got frame rate issues, it's next gen, that means the last 2 years of releases for Nintendo Switch title, pretty much.
No, I'm not. That's not what I'm saying.
A lot of them have, like, 90% of games now, unfortunately, on the Switch have frame rate issues. I don't do the frame rate analysis stuff because I particularly want to. It's long-winded. For me to get 1 minute of footage for that frame rate, it's normally about 20 gig. It's insane. And then I have to convert it. It takes a good hour or so to do like 60 seconds.
God, it's 20 gigs just for...
Yeah, for 1 minute. It's lost footage.
Holy crap.
So that's the only way you can do it. But and even then, if your computer stutters or anything, that messes it up. You have to start again. So it has to be the only thing going.
God,
I don't think this is. If you launch a console and Kirby's your visual powerhouse, you've got a big problem on your hands.
Yeah, I mean, I think.
Good point.
We know what. Yeah, we'll get into that later. But it's not. It wasn't Kirby. And I mean,
I'm not saying Kirby was meant to start off the next gen Nintendo games. I'm just saying that this game, I'm also not saying, Alex, that the frame rates issues are why it's next gen. I'm saying I looked at the world detail and I was like, that mossy stone not only has fuzz on it, but the cracks and the sharpness in the stone and that over there, there's like particle effects that normal games don't have. Like you look at Odyssey, right? An older Nintendo game.
Yeah, but you've got before you say Odyssey, because I was about to say this. Before you say Odyssey, you've got to factor in the size of the world as well. Odyssey, from what I can tell so far from the demo, is considerably bigger.
Yes,
if they scaled Odyssey down to being linear levels like Super Mario 3D World, I'm sure they probably could have got the same juice out of Odyssey, but they can't do both. You can't have, massive worlds to explore and then powerhouse graphics. I think there's got to be a
They don't
trade-off
have the
somewhere.
RAM. They don't have the memory, the system memory to do it.
It's the Switch.
Yeah. I think, I don't know. I think it's good. I'm very happy with the demo. I think you guys should both go back and play it.
I will
on the OLED handheld because damn,
I have more to play. Like it told me, I finished the 3 levels that you can play, but then I think you can go back again. It said and play them and unlock other things. So I will be doing that.
I think you can go back. You can go back and play. I would definitely recommend playing it handheld on the OLED because it
sure,
was
I will.
very impressive on the OLED.
I mean, it's the dream game for the OLED. The colors.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The colors.
Beautiful. It looks so good.
The colors. The resolution is pretty. I played Docked as well, Alex, and the resolution is a not great 720, maybe lower. But that's gonna look fantastic in handheld because the OLED and the regular Switch, for that matter, also are that same lower resolution. So it's gonna look like as sharp as it can be on the handheld.
It's good.
Yeah,
it's good. I definitely recommend going back and trying it.
Hopefully, when we do get a new console, it'll be backwards compatible, and we can. Well, I'm sure it will be actually, but you'll get the improved frame rates, the improved resolution. It'll make a world of difference to games like Kirby, to Hyrule Warriors, which was Age of Calamity, which was a frame rate nightmare at the end.
Yeah,
like all that sort of stuff. You're going to want to revisit it, play it again. It's a different experience when you're rocking 60 frames per second.
Yeah, for sure, sure. Oh yeah. Okay. Moving on to the next topic that Alex, actually, I'm going to give the floor to Alex on this one. I mean, clearly Alex is the biggest Pokemon fan, not only in this Discord call, but in our community. I don't know anyone bigger.
He does love Pokemon a lot.
Tyson's like just a tad bit behind Alex.
He's almost, he's I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm a pretty big Pokemon fan too. Dude.
I mean he debated on he chose Switch Corner, but he was just on the fence of Poke Corner. Right, like he was right there. In fact, Alex, you're actually here to announce that you're going to start a 4th YouTube channel alongside of PlayStation Corner, Xbox Corner, Switch Corner, and you're going to Poke Corner, right?
Yeah, no, definitely not. I actually like Pokemon. Don't get me wrong. I thought the new one was great actually. Sword and Shield was weak, as everybody knows.
Yeah.
I actually enjoy the Mystery Dungeon game as well, weirdly. No one likes it.
Oh, I remember you saying that.
I like Mystery Dungeon.
I fucking hate those games.
Never tried
that
it.
game is trash. I hated that game.
But I was just like old school Pokemon Red and Blue. Like I was there when it first released. I had it on the Game Boy. I remember it. I wish I kept it 'cause it's worth a fortune now.
Yeah.
Scarlet and Violet, is that right?
Yeah, Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah. I'm not huge on the names, but I mean, I don't know. Geeb got all mad at me earlier. He's like, "What's wrong with it?" I'm like, "I don't know."
I just don't see anything wrong because you're not the only one to have that opinion. Lots of people have been hating on the names.
Sword and Shield, that's cool.
It's the colors, man. I'm not. I don't follow the trends. I don't give a shit what other people say.
Nice shirt,
love.
by the way.
What shirt? This right here?
Nice shirt.
Dude, this is very comfy shirt.
No one gives a shit about the second part of the name. All they care about is Pokemon, and look, it's coming out soon.
I love them. I love the names. The starters. I'm not gonna show you pictures because the Pokemon Company is gonna take every dollar of revenue from this stream and podcast, which is exactly $0 and 0 cents. But they're still gonna want it anyway. So we're not gonna show you any images. But the starters look amazing. I think.
I think they look pretty cool. I don't know the names, but the crocodile one, I am down with the crocodile, and I'm down with the I'm not a cat guy at all. Definitely not a cat person, but the cat's all right. What's the other one? Oh, the duck with the hair. His hair.
The duck
is straight fire.
The duck is what I'm going with.
I think I'm going with the crocodile, but I don't know. They're all cool. I don't want to get burned by the evolutions again, like I did with Sword and Shield. I picked the blue one. The water one. He's so cool for his first 2, and then he turns into the bass player for Taking Back Sunday.
Okay, I know you don't know Pokemon names, but you're gonna have to help me out because I don't know. I didn't play Sword and Shield.
I don't know the blue lizard. I don't know his name.
Oh, I think okay. Just by saying that, I think I know who you're talking about. I
don't know. He turns into an emo kid, which there's nothing wrong with emo kids. I was one myself, but I don't want to fight other Pokemon.
Well,
with an emo kid.
And I'm so sorry. I was dripped for 15 years.
Yeah, it's a good song. It is a good song. Watch out, man. You're going to get a copyright strike.
I'm that good.
Yeah,
Thank
the
you.
starters looked okay. it's open world. So that's what I was kind of looking at when we first saw it. And they did confirm.
Here we go again.
No,
Here we go again. Here we go again. Here we go again.
Okay, let me ask my question. Can I ask my question on this open world statement? Pokemon Red and Blue, the OG ones, do you play them?
No.
No. Did you play any of the old school ones?
I played Let's Go.
Oh fuck me, that's not old school, is it? That's 5 years ago.
I mean, it's a classic though, right?
Pokemon. The idea of Pokemon typically was it was a relatively small map. You could go anywhere and go to the gyms and battle it out. Probably wasn't suggested, but really, the original Pokemons were always open world. They were just small worlds that the Game Boy could handle. So having open world isn't anything new for Pokemon. It's just something they took away.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's kind of the same thing with Zelda. The original Zelda, you can kind of go really.
Exactly.
There's some places that were blocked off, and I mean, you could kind of go around and find a lot of stuff. Kind of open world. They didn't really give you any like, hey, go do this first.
Was it Grand Theft Auto 3 when the bridge was closed initially, and you had to get so far in the story before you could open up the bridge? It was under construction and everything else, and then move forward.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. And the whole open world thing, I'll believe it when I see it. I think it's going to be more like Sword and Shield.
I don't think it is. Just for the fact I showed this before we got on air. I think it was Power Mad was in our Discord, and he's the one who screenshotted it and put it in there. But you can see a Pokemon Center out in the distance in one of these like giant fields. Like it's just out there. Like you can go to it. You can go over here. You can go way up there. It looks to be pretty open, but there's still kind of like a path. You know what I mean? It looks like like you're still following the path like you do in Pokemon games, but it's just
right.
You can also go over here and way up here and like way down here and like
there's a path in Breath of the Wild too. I mean, it's probably the same kind of idea, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know exactly how they're going to pull it off. It looks to be way more open than Sword and Shield. I think, actually, Tyson and I were talking about this last night. Late night call. He was saying some very interesting stuff. A lot of people on the internet right now are saying, slow Game Freak, like slow down. Gen 9 it shouldn't be coming out at the end of this year. It needs time. But he brought something up to me last night that I thought was very, very interesting and kind of opened my eyes to what's going on behind the scenes here.
They want to make money.
Oh yeah,
they want as much money as possible.
Exactly, and they figured out how to do this in a way to stop pissing people off. They've done so. They outsourced. What were the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl?
Yep.
Outsourced that, so they didn't have to deal with it. You got a straight, port pretty much with some new dazzlies on it, whatever. Yeah. So you got that. Nobody's dealing with that at Game Freak. Then you got Arceus, which is already out, which is taking all these new open world-ish ideas. And then all of a sudden now, so fast, you already have Gen 9 too. But the main Pokemon team, they already said, the guy who runs the main Pokemon teams wasn't on Arceus. But it's pretty clear at this point, these two games were co-developed right alongside each other, and the teams were sharing information. And it's like Arceus got this far, and they were like, okay, that's as far as we're taking this one. But all the ideas that they were using here, they were also using on the new Gen 9, and now that one got to keep going forward and got a little bit more time in the oven. So hopefully, everyone liked Arceus. Seemed to be good. Hopefully, they've had enough time with this instead of trying to rush another one out, because we know their limitations with the card games and all the bullshit. They don't have time. They can't delay it. Hopefully now they've figured out a way, doing all the things they've done, putting all those pieces into place to now give themselves a chance to put out what people actually want. I think that might be what we end up seeing here, honestly.
But they've taken like you said, they've taken the lead guy of Pokemon off of Arceus, and it's the most exciting Pokemon game we've seen in years.
Yeah.
And maybe they need to keep with these teams now and let them do their thing, and they'll start building actually ambitious Pokemon games instead of just recycling and regurgitating essentially the same games over and over again.
I think even Sword and Shield was the same game with some area in between. It was the same game. They just put area in between it.
They took a turd and really polished that turd.
The weakest, Sword and the Shield is always, for most, is going to be considered the weakest on the Switch at least. Or maybe Mystery Dungeon, if you consider it.
I really did not like. I don't know how you like that game so much.
Definitely. It's not that I liked it that much. It was just different. And at that point when I was playing it, it was like, cool. It's Pokemon, but it's not the usual same thing.
Drip,
I don't know.
Drip, I was just messing around with you earlier. You said that Pokemon confirmed that this is open world.
Yes.
What did they say?
They said it's open world.
Okay. If I remember correctly, there was a real debate about Arceus before it came out, whether or not it's open world. Turns out
they said it was. They said it was not.
Did they not? They said that. Okay.
They did say it was not open world.
So
open world sections or something like that. They were.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Arceus, I'm fine with Arceus the way it is. I don't think.
Yeah, I like they're big areas.
It's as open as it needs to be. Like, it doesn't need to be any more open. Not that it can't. Not that I want it to be any more open, but it's as open as it needs to be. It's pretty damn open. I mean, it's hard enough to get around, like, on the all the special Pokemon that you ride and stuff. Like, it's fine. I'm fine with if they just want to do Arceus again and more polish it up, more polish.
See,
Arceus,
I don't
with
think
more
it's gonna be.
polish.
I don't think
it's what I
the
wanted.
Gen 9's gonna. I don't think it's gonna be Arceus again.
No,
I think
it's
they're
not.
Gonna take a lot of elements from that.
Yes,
but you're still gonna have the base stuff that's in the mainline games is still gonna be there.
I'm just upset.
But they're gonna take all this stuff. You're still gonna have the Pokemon game you want if you're a diehard, mainline Pokemon fan. You're still going to have that stuff. They're just going to start implementing some of this stuff in.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw, the Pokemon out in the open that you can see in Sword and Shield. Like, that was a thing. And now that's kind of moved forward. Like, that's what they do now. That's not even a question. I mean, we're going to see stuff from Arceus that comes into this, and it's just not going to be a question. It's just what they do now. And eventually I think they're going to get there. I think this actually might end up being a pretty big surprise for everyone. I think this is going to be good. Honestly,
I think the thing I've noticed from the trailer though is Pokemon Company are starting to struggle with your hardware because it's not a good looking game.
No,
at all. Like, if you watch that trailer,
it's worse
if you
than
look at the
Arceus.
windmills, you can see what they're doing. The first windmill is full frames. The one behind is slightly less frames. The one even further, even less. Yeah. They did the same thing with Monster Hunter Rise.
Yes,
you look
they
at
did.
the birds and everything. You can see that they're like 4 frames, and they're doing the same.
When
thing
you're really far
Pokemon
away from those little pterodactyl things that fly, and they're like
it's like 2 animations. Yeah. So they're doing the same thing here, and it's not a pretty game at all.
None of them have been, except
as great as Arceus is, it's not a good. It's not a good looking game.
No, it's jagged. It's super. You can see it in the cutscenes. Bad. It's really bad in the cutscenes.
You know where it's really bad is in dark areas and caves, especially. Once that your character model up against the dark background, there's first off, it's white around you. It's literally like a clear white outline around the character, and then it's all jagged and icky looking. It's very it's almost a bug. They really should kind of patch that. Like, it should not look like that. It really because once they move out of that dark area, they go back to normal. It's really bizarre. I should capture that on camera so I can show you.
Pokemon Snap looks good. Who did that? Bandai Namco? Did they do that?
I think so.
Again,
it's
a
totally different
small
game.
It's linear tracks. Isn't not a whole lot to it. That's a fun game though. I enjoyed Snap.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm fine with Game Freak moving forward. Like they've proven that I don't care. JD puts us the best. Like, it's experience that matters more than the actual hardware and the game performance. Like, that what matters most is experience, and that game's experience is out of this world.
I mean, you can see amazing. a clear jump in quality from Sword and Shield to Arceus.
Oh, God,
it's not quality like, oh, we had more time. It's quality like, oh, we know what the fuck we're doing on this system.
Yes,
like, we've had a chance to get in there and see what we did right, see what we did wrong, and this is going to be their 3rd attempt. So I don't know. I think it can be cool.
I'm more excited for Coromon, which is a new monster taming clone coming out, which looks really good. And then also, what was the what was that 3D one called that's supposed to be coming to the Switch? They've been talking about it for ages.
I'm not sure.
Crap. I know what you're talking about. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. I can't think of it right now. That one looks pretty interesting. That one looks interesting. Because that one came out like right after, or it was announced like right after Sword and Shield, and they were letting some people test it.
Yeah,
it's on PlayStation, it's on Xbox, pretty much on everything.
Yeah,
but the Switch, which I imagine is something to do with getting the performance where it needs to be.
Yeah.
Well, what looks the best to my eyes, that's a terrible segue. I had a great segue, then you guys kept talking, then I forgot because I'm a squirrel. The Steam Deck, everybody. The Steam Deck is a thing. It's out in people's hands. Your pre-orders are going through. People are shipping to people. I think as we speak, right? They're in the mail.
Yes, people have.
People have them.
They're arriving.
Yeah,
I was supposed to be wave 1. And I got pushed back, and now I'm Q2 with this year, which is kind of screwed me.
Did they say
I don't
why?
know. It said Q1 initially, and then I went back on the page and I was Q2, and the whole concept behind Game 1 was so I could do a video Steam Deck next to the Switch and kind of compare, and because that's a big boy. That Steam Deck is huge.
Oh, it's massive.
Like,
It is massive.
I love
now
the look
seeing
of
some
it.
of the pictures out there, like wow, it's really big. Like you can set a Switch on it, and you can still see pretty much the whole thing.
Yeah. So it's huge, right? It's huge. I think that's a good thing because it's not a ton heavier than the Switch. It's definitely heavier, but it's not like it's a whole pound and a half heavier, right? So that weight, that heaviness is spread out to a larger chassis, thicker chassis, and it's essentially like a grip is already installed. So if you take a Switch and put a grip on it and weigh that, it's probably super comparable to a Steam Deck. With it, I'm not saying they're the same, but it's comparable.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
it looks pretty big.
Point is, it's got girth to it, built-in girth. It is, and that's going to make for a better playing experience handheld. Like, I think we all can agree that the Switch on its own, without a case, without a grip, it's a mediocre handheld experience. Like, it's cramped for adult hands.
Yeah, it is. I have to use a grip.
Like, you have to. Like, and luckily they're cheap enough that's not a big issue. But if they were charging like $50 for grips, like, we'd have like Apple prices for grips, we would have a problem here. But luckily the Switch, the grips are affordable. Even
I mean, you can get a Skull and Co for what, $15?
Well, I mean, not really because shipping and tax, but yeah, kind of. You wouldn't know because you get them for free. No, I mean, but
I don't know.
The point is this. It's
satisfies better anyway.
Ooh,
satisfies definitely.
I agree with you, Alex. We're not doing this week, but I agree with you, Alex. They don't pay me. No, I'm just.
Neither does Skull Co.
I'm sorry. People don't come after a drip. I'm just kidding. Anyway, the Steam Deck looks great. I know you guys said that you haven't really looked into it too much. I've watched too many videos about the Steam Deck.
You're in love with this thing, aren't you?
No, I don't.
Want one bad.
No, I don't have a pre-order in. I mainly because I can't afford it. But even if I could afford it, I have
Why are you lying to me right now, Geeb? Why are you lying?
I think it looked. Listen, I
can see it in your eyes. I can see you got them puppy dog eyes for it.
I love hardware. I like new hardware and I like innovations. And this thing is all these things. Like it is just. It is a cool device. Now it's not original. Like obviously there's other handhelds in the market out. Similar performance, a little bit better. But the thing is with this is it undercuts these guys by more than half the price, and the performance is comparable.
That's the biggest thing. The price on this thing, like it seems
perfect.
like when you first see it, it's like, oh, that's expensive. But then when you look at the other like handheld PCs, it's like, oh shit, yeah, that's real deal, right? That's good price.
You say expensive, but it's $399. It's $50 more than an OLED.
That's not the one that you want.
Who cares? That still has more storage than that Switch.
It does, but if
it's more powerful than a
Switch. Which one did you buy? You didn't buy that one.
No, I bought the 256.
Okay.
I bought the middle one.
Middle one.
So
just because it's got SSD, so it loads faster. Yeah. But again, the whole idea of buying it was so I could do a comparison to the Switch, because there was this big argument when it was announced that it's going to be a Switch killer, and there's no chance. This is not your average Switch consumer probably isn't looking into this sort of market. But realistically, like you're buying a machine which has, I mean, you both know I deal in a lot of sales videos. Steam sales are incredible.
Yeah,
I'm just looking at it now. You've got like The Witcher for $5. You've got Loop Hero $5, Fall Guys $6, $7. All of these incredible games, and they just discount so quickly because, I imagine it's cheaper when you're probably cheaper, less cut from Steam. But I think they're pretty brutal as well, to be honest. Like Nintendo.
You think Valve is as brutal as Nintendo? In what way?
That's why Epic Store exists, because Valve were taking so much, from what I understand.
Oh, you mean in the business respect?
Percentage, yeah, in a business
Gotcha.
respect.
I got you. I don't know anything about
But,
that.
Steam can develop the hell out of a game when they want to. Valve.
Yeah.
Rockstars.
Yeah. I mean, I've been using Steam for, close to a decade now, and buying games off there.
I'm actually new to Steam.
My collection,
Very new to Steam.
I have a huge Steam collection of games, and excuse me. Yeah, I've been a customer for a while.
My Steam collection has in it. There's one game.
Fortnite.
Can you guess? It's not Fortnite. No.
Alex.
Pokemon.
In Steam? Pokemon Unite.
Why would Fortnite be on Steam? It's Epic Games, isn't it?
Oh, that's right. It's a one game. Yeah. It's not on Steam.
I took the piss knowingly. You took the piss unintentionally.
Yeah,
who's the smarter guy in this situation?
That's the way it goes, man. I don't claim to be smart. It's fine.
It's NASCAR Heat.
Oh,
NASCAR Heat.
Okay.
Cool. I wanted to play it. I wanted to stream it.
Yeah.
The wheel.
Anyway.
And
what makes this system so exciting is once you buy it, like Geeb was saying there, a lot of people have massive libraries. When you rarely buy a system and you've got 300 games you can play. Like,
yeah, right. Just boom. Yeah, that never happens.
There you go. Library. Like you got a PS5 today, you've got no games.
I got.
You got the free packing game and God of War.
Yeah, I have God of War. Well, and then all the other stuff that's like saved. Like I have but it's all PS4 games. I have nothing new. Like all my PS4 games that I've gotten from PlayStation Plus or whatever, like all the Uncharted games, I have those. And then I guess it's only when you have a PS5 that they give you these games, because I never saw this on the PS4, but it's like, oh yeah, here's God of War for free. Here's whatever. I was like, man, the only one I'm missing now that I have physical that I don't have now is the original Horizon Zero Dawn. And I really want to play that now. I really want to play that.
New one's pretty good.
Yeah, well, I want to play that, but I
actually have it right here.
Yeah, I want to play the original first before I play that, but I have the physical version. But it's like, I mean, how much is that game right now? It's got to be like $10.
Probably. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what I bought it for like 2 years ago.
The new one's more of the same. It released.
Okay.
Everybody was like really excited for the release. It released, and then within like 2 days, I've not heard anyone talk about it.
Elden Ring.
Like Elden Ring just blew it out the water. Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't release around Elden Ring. Don't release around From Software. That should be a lesson.
Yeah.
So have you guys seen the hardware of this thing? Like, have you guys at least seen, some video of the hardware of this thing and the software for that matter?
I still haven't got to have a good look at the OS.
Yeah. So the OS.
I watched Linus Tech Tips. He did a breakdown.
Yes, he did. What'd you think of that? What'd you think?
He was sitting literally for the most part within sight of a Steam employee or Valve employee, so I'm still not. His eagerness for the product, I'm still not sold on. I know that the first batch of models had drift issues, and this was my concern with this.
They announced that was software, and they've already patched it. That's what they said.
They patched it, now I know. But what scares me about this console is you can't remove the Joy-Cons, so if they have the same issue as a Nintendo Switch and get drift, what do you do? I'm guessing you'd have to ship the unit off to someone or risk breaking the warranty and fix it yourself. That's my only concern.
Actually, I don't believe so. Something about Valve.
This is the answer. This is the answer.
Something about Valve. That's an Xbox controller.
It is not. It's a Switch controller from Gully Kit, and it has electromagnetic sticks in it. It will never drift ever.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it just came in the other day. I'm going to do a video on it. But
so
that's the answer going forward for everyone.
I wish I did more research on this. Valve is being really cool about, the right to repair and stuff like that involving the Steam Deck. I don't think if you just take your sticks out and replace it, I don't think it's going to void your warranty. I could be wrong, but I think they're being really cool about it. They even released a teardown video showing how to do all these things. Like they tear. I don't think it's not like, hey, we're inviting you to do this. They actually say right in the beginning of the video, don't do this. But I don't think they're going to tear. I think they're going to be really cool about this, and that's actually something really. They're kind of being innovative in this. In how do I say it? In the right to repair, modern day. They're kind of pioneering it's cool, guys. Like, let these people, especially the ones who know what they're doing, do whatever they want to their hardware.
Yeah.
If I can go in and change the tire in my car without a fee, I think I can go in and change the Joy-Con stick, and Nintendo should be fine with that. Like, I think this is a new day. I think, and they're trying to pioneer that. they still could void your warranty. I could be wrong about that, but at the very least, we're moving forward in that direction that you should be able to do that no problem.
I'm excited for it, honestly. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on the thing.
Yeah,
Probably won't do a video anymore now because it'll be 3 months late. But
he's
the
still
whole,
doing
I want to see. I don't think they've announced the price yet or the size of it, but the dock's got to be massive because it's not a small system again.
Yeah, they're not releasing the dock. They're not releasing the dock at launch, which is
Oh,
disappointing.
I just saw a picture of the dock. Where was it? It's big.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I mean, it's got to be right.
Well, it's kind of like a platform. It's just going to sit on. Yeah, I mean, it's very wide. Looks like it's going to have a nice footprint. That's for sure.
But that's fine. Like, big screen, big. I mean, realistically, does anyone here use the Joy-Con?
Yes, and then
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
Really, you still use Joy?
Mhm.
See, I can't do it. I just can't. Like, yeah, I just.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
use
more.
the Skull and Co. And I'll in the future I used to use Satisfy, but I can't use Satisfy.
I should have clarified here. Without a grip.
Oh yeah.
Without any
Without
extra
a
support.
grip, absolutely not.
Like just the actual straight system.
I don't have
jump between
an alternative.
Satisfy.
I don't have an alternative, so I only use Joy-Con simply because I don't have the Joy-Con alternatives. Although I will be in the future. I'm gonna be a bin box supporter in the future. Drip's videos especially have convinced me, but in the future I think they're gonna release some cool stuff. I'm not saying nothing.
What about the?
We don't talk about Bruno.
the
We
Pembo?
don't talk about Bruno.
The Pembo. Can I get to focus? This thing's pretty. This thing's a
That
beast.
thing's cool,
This
man.
thing's
I-
beast.
Pembo.
I wish they would.
So
They would just respond to my.
the three of us
freaking
have
emails.
the three of us have talked about this thing in the past. Is it heavy with the Switch in it?
Yes.
Is
Yeah,
it
it's got a fucking battery on the back. Of
is
course
it
it's heavy.
is it unusable heavy?
So it's all magnetic. So it literally just like clips in and out. Like
That's really
literally.
cool.
Everything, even the Joy-Cons are magnetic as well. You have 2 different grips on the side, one for the old Switch, one for the new model, because it's bigger, obviously. So
I wondered how they
right.
did
they've
that.
changed the size. That's all they've done there. You choose which one you want, and then it realistically weight-wise, it's nearly the weight of your Switch, so double the weight basically.
So you're just holding it like 2 switches at once.
Yeah, and it's really,
not
to be honest, quite
terrible.
comfortable because the grips are so big. It just sits in your hand. It's quite
Dude,
nice.
This isn't that heavy. I could take 2 of these and still sit here
The only-
comfortably. and
The
play.
only you're not like lying in bed playing over your head. Put it that way with this. But
Fair
any
enough.
other situation,
You guys
you're
ever
fine,
done
you know
that
what I mean?
and drop the switch and hit yourself in the face?
I've done it too many times with my phone. You know,
Not with my Switch, but my phone for sure.
my phone so many times.
I've done it with the switch too many times, and I won't admit. Ah,
Yeah,
You got
you do
slippery
that with
hands
the Pembo,
there.
you're breaking your nose. Definitely.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, the Steam Deck, the hardware looks sexy. We didn't really touch on that as much as I wanted to, but the hardware looks great. I think it's a attractive looking console. The negative about it, I think the screen is not as good as the OLED, at least not the cheapest model. Like I think that's kind of what I think people are kind of saying. Yeah, the OLED screen kind of beats it in that regard. But other than that, the thing is sick. It's
cool.
really loud. I think I picked it up from Linus's video. That thing is a jet engine. I think it's kind of a requirement. You either use Bluetooth or plug some headphones into it because that is a loud device.
I'm sure that'd be game dependent as well, though.
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
play
How
The
hard
Witcher,
you're
you
pushing
know.
the system, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a enthusiast device, and the enthusiast is going to put it through its paces. So
Does it have Bluetooth support for headphones?
no, they're going to release that later in a software patch.
Oh my God, shut up.
Interesting. Really?
No,
I mean, is that real? Are you being serious? Or are you
I'd be
fucking around
amazed.
me right now?
dude.
I'd be so happy.
I'm fucking sarcastic as fuck, man. It's
Okay.
of course it has Bluetooth. You can play Elden
it?
Ring.
It does?
You can play Elden Ring on it. Why can't you put Bluetooth headphones on it?
I don't know. I mean,
Of course you can, man. It's an enthusiast device, man.
all right.
Yeah, like
You can keep the
Nintendo's crazy,
frame
like, no
rate.
voice chat support.
You can look at your CPU usage, your GPU usage, your frame rate. You can have all that in the screen at the same time as you're playing a game, benchmarking it live as you're playing the game, and you can't use Bluetooth headphones. Like, no, of course you can.
The 2 things I want to know with this one is, when it comes to playing games, I know certain games don't work. Like Dead by Daylight does not work on the Steam Deck for some reason.
Yeah, that's we didn't touch that aspect. You said earlier that you have 300 games you can play right away. That's not the case, actually.
Yeah, there's some games that are limited. I
A
don't
lot of
understand why
games.
that is, because Dead by Daylight is not a a powerhouse of a game, particularly. I don't think visually.
It's not
It's a good
easy to
looking
run.
game.
It's certainly not easy to run. I can vouch for that. My old
but
PC.
if you can,
Dude, it runs on the Switch.
It runs like absolute hot garbage, man. I sold
But
that.
it still runs.
No, it does. It does not run. It walks.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's a light,
like-
a brisk walk.
A brisk walk.
I don't know. Like, I'm curious to see what the reasoning is behind that and how it's going to work. Like, when I log into the Steam store on the Steam Deck, does it limit me to only Steam Deck compatible games, or do I need to?
There's an
go ahead
option.
and research that?
Actually, there was a bug early on. The thing is, with all the reviews right now, they were earlier on because they had to record these and edit them and upload them. Earlier on, there were so many updates happening that they literally had an update while they were doing the video that said, "Oh yeah," I forget which video I was watching that said this, but they had an update where like, "Oh yeah, there was an update just yesterday about here are the Steam Deck approved games at the moment." And it, like so, actually, to answer your question, not really. You can just kind of see the whole store as it is in the US, in the OS, and the OS is kind of slow and sloppy as of now. Like it's kind of like a beta product, honestly.
I think I'm gonna wait. I was about to say that. I think I'm just gonna wait for the second version of it.
I mean,
want it. I'm into this. Like, I love handheld gaming. Like that's where I'm at. I love it. That's why I love the Switch so much. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for the second one on this one. I'm gonna wait.
You've got to remember as well, though, like with this system, what model were they using in the video? If it's sloppy on a 512 gig model, what's it like on the base 64 gig model?
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
Steam are not, Valve are not sending out the low model; they're sending out the high end. So I want to know what it's like when you remove SSD. What happens then?
Ooh, probably not a lot of good things.
Yeah, interesting device. I approve of it. I think it's a good thing that it exists, and it's only going to get better. But we'll move on.
It looks stunning as well. Like the design of the unit's beautiful.
Yeah, some people would argue that is a Switch Pro of sorts. And recently there was a data breach. Which is not a good thing. These are not good things. This was information that was stolen that it should not have been stolen.
Before we even jump into that, let's talk about that for a second. That has been happening so much lately. Capcom got hit.
Yeah.
Nvidia got hit.
Yeah.
Who else got hit? There was another one. Was it Square Enix?
I'm not sure.
Somebody else got hit. Maybe it wasn't Square Enix. I don't remember. But I mean, these people are just. It's crazy. Like, I don't know why it's happening all of a sudden so much, but it is happening. Yeah, it's wild to me that these. You would think a company like this would be like, yeah, we need to make sure that we are ready for cyber attacks. Like, we can't let this happen to our stuff. Like, how are they getting in?
I don't know.
Just keep happening.
So if you're not familiar, the gist of the story is they got, it was literal, like Drip just said, a cyber attack where they stole this information and then held it for ransom, literal money ransom, saying, we're going to Drip release this as we please, unless you hand over this X amount of cash. And I'm not sure how that resolved. I don't really want to get into that too much.
It didn't resolve.
Other than
Nvidia said no.
Other than saying, I don't approve of anything that went on with how the information got out there. The only thing we're going to talk about is just the little nugget of information that was released in negative fashion of evidence that there's a Switch Pro coming.
Maybe.
No, it's evidence that it's coming.
It might not be a Switch Pro. This might be Switch 2.
So
if this was a title, it would be the Switch is coming. But because
Switch Pro coming.
The Switch Pro is coming. If it was
rumor
video
confirmed.
Confirmed.
It's not video. It's maybe.
It's maybe.
So what is confirmed? What was confirmed is that there at least the existence exists now. Whether they're going to produce or not, it's another story. Of a Tegra 2. Is it Tegra?
Okay, yeah. So here's what we got.
Yeah, Drip posted a video. Guys, go watch his video.
So the NVIDIA leaks. A bunch of stuff. Here's where they found it. Okay. A bunch of stuff with their DLSS technology, which is deep learning super sampling. It's an upscaling thing, so you don't have to put any pressure on the hardware itself. It's done through AI. It upscales things. So they have a bunch. They're the ones who made the DLSS. There's other versions of it, whatever. But that's their shit. So a bunch of that stuff was put online, and there's a bunch of. I don't know what it is. A bunch of rows of stuff and words and this and that. Now, a few things here. The API, which is a application programming interface. Just found that out. Really wanted to know what that was. Looked it up. That's what it is. So the API for the Switch is NVN in NVIDIA's internal systems, right? So what was found is NVN2, which clearly this is for a Nintendo Switch because NVN is for the Switch. It's not for anything else. It doesn't run anything else. It's not, they've made this for Nintendo. So clearly this is what that is, but it was found in the DLSS section of all this stuff. So that's what the real interesting thing is. All this talk we've been hearing about DLSS on this new Switch, like, I don't know where these people got information or if they were just, guessing or whatever, but it's real. Like, it's obviously being worked on. It's in that section. So something is there. And another little piece of another little nugget of information, I forgot to put in my video. Internally, before the Switch was released, it was called the NX.
Yeah.
The NVN, NVN2, it says in their little data stuff there that it's for the NX. So, I mean, that kind of tells you there. Yeah, it could be a Switch Pro or a Switch 2, but I think it kind of tells you right there that it's either way they do it. Like this is definitely going to be Switch 1 and Switch 2 are going to be, DS, 3DS, or 3DS, new 3DS, whatever. We're not going to be moving away from this type of thing for a long time. But I said this in the video, like the leaks, whatever. It is what it is. It's cool to get some confirmation on this stuff. But like my biggest wonder and like the thing that I'm most interested in, and I think most people are, is when and was this actually supposed to be in what we now have as the OLED? That's what I want to talk about. That's my question for you guys. Okay, first one, let's do this. Was this shit supposed to be in the OLED?
Alex?
I do see the OLED as being the kind of the in-between console, but you had the Xbox Scorpio, you had the PlayStation Pro and all that as well.
Yeah.
I think that was a knee-jerk reaction to a chip shortage, basically, because there's been a globally recognized, shortage of chips right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so, to be honest. I think the OLED is just another way for them to make some more money.
It's possible. Screen. It's very possible.
Like, why not have an in-between console? I think that the new model, if it's going to launch realistically, it's not this year, personally, because I don't think Breath of the Wild 2 is going to come out this year. And I think Breath of the Wild 2, like the previous console, is going to be Breath of the Wild.
Well,
I mean, that's
we'll get there. We'll get
that's
there.
your ultimate Switch launch title.
It is. It has to be. But I have one more nugget I forgot. And I want to let you know this and see if this changes your answer any. A lot of these files, a lot of the stuff that they found dates back to 2019.
Yeah, so it doesn't change my mind.
All right.
I don't. The one thing you know about me though is I don't do leaks. Like, my channel does not touch near leaks. I don't care. When it happens, it happens. I've got fed up of asking for it. I'll tell you what games I want to see on a Pro, and I'll tell you that I know for a fact, realistically, the Nintendo Switch needs a Pro as soon as possible, because right now it's falling way too far behind the competition, to the point where ports are not going to be possible. We're going to be living in this world of cloud gaming, which
and it's
sucks.
not good.
If anyone doesn't know, don't spend money on cloud gaming. It's fucking useless. Right now,
not very good
on the Switch anyway.
I doubled my internet speed the other day and tried a cloud game last night.
Yeah,
still not good.
Kingdom Hearts recently is a disaster, but that's the world we're going to have to exist in if they don't hurry up and refresh the hardware.
I mean, we talked about it earlier.
It's fucking Kingdom Hearts.
First party Nintendo Switch games are having trouble now.
But how old is Kingdom Hearts? Like that?
Oh God,
it's
they were
got to be at least
PlayStation 2.
No, but it's not. I think the main issue was it Kingdom Hearts 3, the most recent one? That was like PS4. It's got to be 3.
Yeah.
Like, that's the problem one. You can't run a PS4 game. You're in a situation where you're now moving on to PS5 and Series X. If they want third-party support, and look what happened to the Wii U when it didn't get third-party support.
It died. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Geeb, what do you think?
Ask the question again.
My question is, do you think that all this stuff that we found, all this stuff was supposed to be what's actually inside of this Switch?
So for me, It's really not controversial. I think that all the past 3 years, especially, has kind of painted a real nice picture of what the plan A was. Now, I think all these companies have plan A, plan B, plan C, because that's what you do, because their plans always don't come to fruition for various reasons. I think the plan A for Nintendo was to have the Switch OLED be not a Switch Pro, not a Switch 2. It's just another iteration of the Switch in the Switch family, the growing family, if you will. And it was going to be the Switch Lite. It was going to be.
I get what you did there. That was a SwitchCorner reference.
It was going to be the Switch Lite.
Not bad.
It was going to be
sir.
the regular Switch was going to stay around. They were. I mean, at this point, I think it's definitely dead. The Switch, the original Switch from 2017, is dead because of what happened in the past this year, essentially. But the original plan, Switch Lite, Switch 2017 V1, V2 Switch, right in the middle. And then the Switch, whatever the fuck you want to call it, Pro, 2, Super Switch, whatever it is. And that was going to have a better chip that ran games better and a better screen. And it was going to be probably $399. That was that device. Then it was going to be this regular Switch, probably going to drop down to $250 at some point, and then the Switch Lite at $200. That was supposed to be the plan, I think, plan A for Nintendo of what we want to happen. And then in 2.5 more years or whatever their console cycle, they'll refresh the V2 Switch, and that would have got the OLED treatment in like 2024. And the Switch Lite OLED was going to happen at some point as well. But
yeah, that's what I'm gonna come onto that next, actually. But go ahead and finish what you're saying.
But yeah, I mean, that's kind of like that's what I think Plan A was the whole time. Like that was Nintendo's plan. It didn't go that way. So they had to look. We still got lots of old Tegra chips. We got these new displays in because displays aren't really. This seems like they had no problem getting displays in because the Switch OLED has not really had a problem being in stock. Little problems here and there.
These OLED screens aren't like
right.
These aren't a hot commodity for really. I mean, I'm sure they got them. I'm sure they got them and had them. Yeah, it's not like it's something crazy to get. Like name another thing it's using this 7-inch OLED screen.
Exactly. So they were like, we got these screens. We got the old Switch. The old components will definitely fit in this chassis because the chassis is a different chassis than the regular Switch. That's what convinces me, right? Why would they change the chassis? Just they could have put.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Why would they change the chassis?
Whole new thing. I think there was a manufacturing process already set up. And they were like, we are not going to lose millions on what we've set up here.
Exactly.
To get all this stuff rolling, we have to put something out.
Exactly.
I think it went with the regular. I think it went with the old guts. That's what I think.
The new plan now that because
hold on, I got a tinfoil hat somewhere here. It's fine. I'll wear it. I don't have one, but if I did, I'd put it on right now. What is that?
We're scripting groups next video.
Yeah. I already said this in a video. This is my last video.
I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, it's pretty much what I said. Okay, so next question to both of you. I talked about this in the video too. I was definitely in the camp of this year we're getting a Switch Lite OLED. I figured that would be the next refresh they did this year.
For sure.
And it would kind of be the in-between of like, we got the OLED, let's let them sit on that for a minute, we'll refresh the Lite, and then the next year we'll give them, whatever, the upgrade.
Podcast pause. Doc, thank you so much for the raid. Appreciate you, Doc. How you doing tonight? B, how you doing? Hey, appreciate the raid. We're going to get back to the podcast. We'll chat with you in the after show. Appreciate you guys. Drip, go back to it.
Okay, so I think maybe now just seeing a little bit more on the inside, maybe we don't get the OLED Lite this year. Maybe that one just stays where it is because we already know about it. You know what I mean? It's not like it's a surprise. It's not like they're going to be like, oh, brand new, this. We know about these two. The Switch Lite. We know about them. So if they're going to put this new, whatever, Pro, Switch 2, I feel like they would just say, here's the Switch 2 and here's the Switch 2 Lite. And the Lite now has an OLED screen. Boom. There you go.
I don't think they're going to do a Switch 2 Lite at the same time.
You don't think they'll do them both at the same time?
No, I think it's going to be a delay again. The reason they do the docked one first is they want to make the big bucks on the $400 unit. And then once they've swallowed up all of that market, then they say, okay, cool. We've got
You're
everybody
right.
that wants to pay $400. Now
Yeah,
let's go after the
you're
market that wants
100%
to pay
right.
$250.
I
Because
didn't even think about it like that.
you know,
You're 1000% right
we're
about
gonna
that.
we're gonna mop up those extra few dollars. Like we're
Mhm.
good. That's the like. Look, we all love Nintendo. We love Nintendo's games. Love their system. But as a company, they're scumbags.
Oh
Like
yeah,
it's common
oh,
knowledge.
yeah.
dirty,
Like they're
dirty
absolute assholes.
boys.
They are
Like
dirty boys.
there's nothing like there's very little you can say about Nintendo as a company. Like if you're talking about the dudes in suits, like they're just not nice people. Realistically,
Yeah,
they've
they're-
done,
Yeah, no, for
they've done
sure.
everything from shut down charity events to charging AAA prices for what is Wii U ports. Let's face it.
Yeah,
We still all of us buy them, of
and
course.
all of
'cause
us. Yes,
we're
I was going to say
suckers.
that. All of
And
us just
it's not
fall
like me
in
putting
line.
anyone down a dizzy. I do it myself. But there's no way they're releasing a $400 unit and a $200 unit and then saying, okay, you can have a cheap one if you want. Nintendo don't give you a cheap option.
No,
they'll
It's
do it
either-
later.
It's
You're
a base
100% right.
game or free games built in that you're still paying $60 for somehow. Like it's just the way they do things.
I'm doing
Yeah.
it. I'm trying it.
Oh,
We're gonna go for the dark
wow.
and stormy.
Okay,
Ooh, it is dark.
a beer break in the Triple G podcast.
Here we go. It smells terrible.
Really?
God, it smells awful.
You've had Dewclaw
Is it
before.
sour?
You've loved it.
I love everything from
Everything.
Dewclaw. I love. This smells like shit. I'm not even joking.
Great. That's a great. Now take a sip and let us know what your liquid shit tastes like. Cracking open the Heineken. JD, I thought you were on your diet, man.
It's does not have alcohol. It's non-alcoholic Heineken. He showed.
Oh,
me.
right. I forgot. Yeah, he mentioned that. What do you think, Drip?
Actually, this goes right back to what you had last week. Your ginger beer.
Yeah.
It is a very gingery flavor, but the sour part is that lime flavor underneath. It's pretty fucking good, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
Would you say it's like smelling your own farts, where it's pleasant to smell, and
I
even
would say
more
it is
pleasant
a little
to
bit
taste?
like that. Yes, everyone likes their own brand. Yes,
That's a weird comparison.
yeah, it's a little bit like that. A little better.
What were we
It's
talking?
good.
What were we talking about? We were talking about. Oh yeah, Switch. What were we
Alex
talking about?
just made a point that shut down one of my points, which I totally agree with him now. I had a few other things I wanted to talk about.
Go for it, man. Go for it.
So, when? I want to know when. I want to know when you guys think this is happening, because obviously we're getting this, and it's not like this is a big surprise. Let's be serious about this. Obviously, Nintendo's working on new hardware. They're always working on new hardware.
Every company's working on new hardware.
Yeah, that's like saying PlayStation and Xbox aren't working on new hardware right now. Of course the fuck they are. Of course they are. They're already in the planning stages to see what's going to happen next. I mean, of course.
You need games to release with it as well, a batch of games. So
yeah,
realistically, looking at the schedule, we've got Metroid, which is still TBD. We've got, and don't get me, there's probably going to be backwards compatibility and that that natural
I think
upgrade
so
you never
too,
save there. But which is what I think a lot of people will be more excited for, to be honest, rather than maybe the new lineup in my eyes is going to be Breath of the Wild 2. Every other game doesn't matter. There'll be a shitty ARMS game. No, not ARMS. 1, 2.
Yeah,
fuck,
1,
whatever
2,
it's called.
1, 2,
Twist.
just something. Yeah, something stupid. Yeah,
some shite that no one will care about in a few years. But like Breath of the Wild 2 is my money's on that. You just
So
easy.
we're not getting Breath of the Wild 2 this year.
I don't think so. I think
It's
March
hard.
next year.
It's hard for me to say it's coming this year now, just because we know Pokemon Gen 9's coming now this year. Like we know that now. Like, are they really gonna put those two in the same holiday window? I don't think so.
Unless the Breath of the Wild 2 is coming out spring. I'm sorry, fall.
No.
Like summer, fall time.
We would have heard, if it was, we would have heard about it at the last direct. There's no way
Yeah.
they're gonna not give themselves plenty of hype machine time for that. No way. It's not coming holiday any earlier than a holiday, maybe November, I don't know, October.
Yeah. But let
Nintendo
Geeb.
know they need a visual powerhouse. They need to show what the
Yes.
system can do. Looking at that Gen 9 trailer today, that is not a visual powerhouse.
It's not it. Yeah, that ain't it.
Like, unless they're not showing it on the current hardware. But again, or the new hardware, should I say. I still say Breath of the Wild. I think open world, everybody fucking wants that game. It's a good reason to buy the system, let's face it.
Yeah.
And the last one was backwards compatible as well. Wii U and Switch when it released.
Yeah. I've talked about that a few times, and I don't want him to do it, but I feel like that's probably what's going to end up. I just want to play that goddamn game. I just want to play Breath of the Wild 2.
Let me take my Master Sword paintbrush and just kind of paint you guys the picture.
Oh my god!
Of what I think is going to happen, right? So Nostra Jeebus here is coming up clutch with his Master Sword paintbrush.
Oh yeah, he is.
And I think that the Switch Lite OLED is coming out in 2022 along with Pokemon to help sell the game, because we just came off of Arceus, not that and it sold so well, and buying two for non-Pokemon fans to buy two, I guess 3 Pokemon games in 1 year, brand new ones, is kind of a hard sell. So they're going to put a system out to match the Pokemon games, and they do that anyway. This could or could not happen. I don't feel super strongly about it, but I think it kind of makes sense and fits my narrative, so I'm going to go with it. We're getting a Gen 9 Switch Lite OLED in 2022.
Well, that's not a terrible.
I'm not finished. I'm not finished. So Breath of the Wild's getting pushed because Pokemon kind of took that Master Sword paintbrush and solidified. Nope, not gonna happen. Solidified that Breath of the Wild is getting pushed because they're gonna take as much time as they need to get that game out, because everyone and their grandmother wants to play this game. So at least Nintendo fans, that is. They're going to push that to 2023 holiday season, and then in late 2023.
A whole nother year? I don't think so.
They're going to push it to the holiday of 2023. They're going to announce it in the spring or summer direct, whenever they have one.
I will fucking riot if that happens.
No, you won't. And I'll tell you why you won't. Because you probably said last year you would have rioted if it didn't come out in 2022. And here we are accepting it.
I said last year I would be fine.
Roll back the tape. I can't.
They're going to lose an audience. Like, as soon as if they don't move quick, soon third-party games won't come to the Switch. And unless you're playing handheld, realistically, Microsoft are selling the Series S for, like, is it $299 right now? They'll probably drop it in a year or so, if that, to like $250, $199. And when there's no third-party support coming this direction,
Gentlemen,
that's going to put off the gamers. The thing is, I know that you've got like the family basis for the Nintendo Switch. The thing is, the average family just wouldn't, I imagine anyway, wouldn't be buying as many games frequently as a gamer would. My dad had a fucking Wii, and he had like Wii Sports and a couple of other games. That was it.
I was playing a new game every week.
Yeah, so they need both audiences in this as well. But then at the same time, like Geeb saying that trying to sell free Pokemon games in a year is not going to happen. That's the most ridiculous statement I've ever heard. Like, realistically, if we released free Zelda games this year, Drip, would you buy them?
I'd buy
and would you be happy?
One of them, probably twice.
How happy would you be?
You're asking a Zelda fan if he'd buy a Zelda game in
exactly.
Yeah, of course you would.
How many Pokemon fans are out there? Pokemon games are not released to attract a new audience. Pokemon games are released to satisfy the core Pokemon community, which
you're taking my words way too seriously.
No, you literally said your wording was, if we released 3 Pokemon games, that is too many. There's no such thing as too many in the world of Pokemon. They released the same fucking game twice and change a color in the game, and it's like, shit, we'll buy it twice now.
It's true.
The new game is a few different Pokemon as usual and 2 different outfits. They sell it in a double pack. That's just
I'm trying to fit my narrative. You're ruining my narrative.
No, that is wild. I will say that. That is fucking... I've never understood that. They are literally selling what is basically 2 copies of the same game to you in a double pack with a different case.
They crooks.
And people do it, though. And I get it. Big fans. I'm not making fun of anybody. It's fine.
Okay, hold up.
If you're a fan, do it. I like the fact that people are hardcore into it, where there's these slight differences, and that makes a difference to them. To me, I think it's crazy. You have it, yes.
I have fucking Brilliant and Sword and Shield. I have both of them.
Good God.
I think I played one of each.
Guys,
with a nice steelbook, though.
Forget about what Alex took that way too seriously. The timing is what I want to, not the fact that it's hard to sell through Pokemon games. It's the time frame is what I want you to pay attention to, because Drip saying he's going to riot and all that about Zelda if it gets posted. Listen, a couple things. Hyrule Warriors, did that not satisfy us for a few months and gave us Breath of the Wild story? Okay,
Yeah, I liked it.
that
I was
happened.
happy with it.
That happened. Skyward Sword, they gave us fucking Joy-Cons and Skyward Sword HD that ran like a dream of the Switch, and it made you guys with your nostalgia glasses relive another year of life. That was a whole year. I would say that was a solid year of Zelda.
Skyward Sword again?
We're not talking about that. We're talking about the fact that this is what Nintendo's going to do. We're gonna get next year. We're gonna get an announcement in either late 2022 or early 2023. Probably late 2022. I say in the September Zelda Direct of 2022, we're gonna hear about Wind Waker, and we're gonna hear about Twilight Princess coming on the Switch, and we're gonna hear about a remake. One of those 4 games that we always talk about coming to the Switch: Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess. One of those 4 or 2 of those 4 are gonna come to the Switch in 2023 to satisfy, or 2022 this year. It's gonna come this year. I'm sorry.
We're getting a Zelda game this year.
We're getting a Zelda game this year. We're gonna get
a Zelda
maybe
game. Maybe
2.
They've been on record saying Zelda game every year.
Yeah, we're getting
a Zelda game.
We're getting one.
Hopefully
It's not Breath of the Wild.
Cadence of Hyrule. I'd like a new Cadence of Hyrule.
No,
that game's fucking amazing.
That's not a Zelda game.
It's fine. No, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's a fine game.
No, it's not. It's a DDR. It's a virtual DDR game.
It's
whatever.
It's still Zelda.
It doesn't matter.
It's not a Zelda game.
That's not going to satisfy me. That's not enough. That's not enough.
The game's amazing. Like
it's fine.
It's a critically acclaimed 10 out of 10 game. Like it's literally
it's a fine game.
The way you say
the
way you hold the Nintendo Switch over till the end of 2023, if we're living in Geeb's world, not a very nice world by the way at this point if I'm waiting until 2023. But if you did want to do that, I would personally say the best way to not save the Nintendo Switch, but to keep people happy, is get Game Pass on it.
Yeah.
Again, Microsoft have already released Ori on the system.
Yep.
They've released Cuphead on the system. They're willing to share their IPs. And Microsoft's future plan is not consoles. Microsoft is...
Oh, they want to be on
Game
everything.
Pass. Yeah, in 5 years, you're going to be buying TVs with Game Pass pre-installed.
I don't think it's going to take 5 years.
I don't think so either, but get it on the Switch. If you can get that shit on the Switch, that'd be incredible.
I mean, and that's another thing. We've been talking about that.
Which is an out there idea, by the way, but, you know.
Well, it's not really. There's been rumors of the talks happening anyway. I mean, this has been something that's been going on for years. People have said, oh, yeah, Game Pass or whatever's coming to the Switch.
But rumors are normally people in some room like us
but
covered in games who are like, oh, do you know what would be nice?
No, but there was something to this one. I mean, you know, I've tried to really reel back my the leaks that I talk about. I've tried to reel back on it. That was one I believe had some decently credible sources to it, that there was some talks, at least talks happening. I mean, and with that, it's like, God, I just don't know if it works yet. Like, we're just now in this area where they're like, okay, cool, cross-platform, we can do that. Like Fortnite, you can play with people on this and that, or any game like this. Like the cross-platform stuff's just now starting to be, you know, a cool thing. And like you said, we've got both the Ori games, Cuphead, Microsoft games on the Switch. We've just put our toes in the water on this stuff. I think that's a fucking cannonball in the deep end, is putting Game Pass on the Switch. I want to see it. Obviously, I want to see it, and I think it's something that could definitely happen. But I just don't think we're quite there yet. I don't think Nintendo, honestly, is quite there. I don't think they're ready for that. I don't think inside in their hearts, I don't think they're ready to let that happen on their system yet.
I think one of the big problems I'll face as well is like the hardware. There's the lack of analog triggers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and there's very few.
It's a huge problem.
There's gonna be a few games like Forza, for example. You're gonna need that.
You have to. Well, that's the thing. Like Grid Auto Sports on the Switch, once you get to a certain point in the game, you can't play it because you have to be able to use that, and you just can't. That's one of my favorite games on the Switch, but I just restarted all the time because you can only get to a certain point.
That's an easy fix.
Racing.
It's an easy fix because you can just use they'll release a software patch, and now the Xbox controllers work on Switch. That'll be an easy fix. It's just software. Just if they're going to go as far as put Game Pass on the Switch, then they can simply make Xbox controllers work on Game Pass. They can even do it where it's only for Game Pass, not for other Switch games. They can even lock it down.
That's not a terrible idea. That's not a bad idea.
Nintendo are going to love selling Microsoft's hardware. because they're such a generous charitable company.
Not selling it, supporting it. There's two different things, and they're gonna there's gonna be money. They'll make their money.
Dude, if you put the Pro controller, where is it here? This thing next to like, this is like $60-$70, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you put that next to like even the base Xbox controller, this thing blows it out the water. If they put a Microsoft patch on it, anyone that's smart is buying this controller. They're not buying a Switch Pro controller. Yes, I know it's Smash, but
you would have to lock it. It would have to be locked.
They would lock it
to
Game
Pass. It would have to be. That's the only way Nintendo would do it. It's the only way they do it.
Gentlemen, we have run quite a bit here on the podcast, so we're gonna move on to the game, and then in the after show is we're gonna talk to Alex, get real deep and personal with Alex in the after show. We're gonna talk about his sex life and everything. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and do the game show for this week, which is Would You Rather. Hi, my name is. I'm actually gonna edit. I'm gonna edit music again. Jeeb, feature Jeeb, music. We're listening to music right now, guys. We're partying music. Am I good? Am I a good editor? Can I put in a light show right here? Light show.
Did it work?
We'll find out. I don't know.
We'll find out. Okay, that's great. All right, are you ready?
Yes. Oh well, actually, Alex, do you know how to play this game? Would you rather?
Oh yeah, I do actually. It's a good drinking.
You just
game.
answer the question. You pick one and give us a reason why.
That's right. Chat, play along.
Yeah, chat. Feel free to play along. Are you ready? Would you rather walk around bare feet with no shoes for a year, or wear clown makeup every day for a year?
Easy for me.
Clown makeup. I'm working from home.
Yeah,
you gotta do videos though.
Makeup. I
can do a filter.
I make a public fool myself every day. I have no problem wearing clown makeup. I am not gonna hurt my little baby feet.
Dude, I'm going barefoot. I don't care.
Crazy.
I live in the mountains anyway, man. Out here in West Virginia.
West Virginia mountains out here.
You city boys. City boys can't handle. I mean, my feet are like shoes anyway. I can walk on hot coals. No problem.
I'm glad for you. Now get to the next question.
This is stupid, but I'm going to ask it because I want to know. Would you rather have cherry or apple pie? Apple. I'm going apple.
You know what? I love that. I love apple pie. Would I rather have apple or cherry? You know what? I love apple pie. I might go with cherry because it's different, and I think I'd rather go with cherry.
Listen, dude, I have this. I swear, I thought you were doing a Trump impression for a second.
Well, what?
Like your hands were.
Let me tell you something. My mama, McDonald's and my mama make a really good.
That's a terrible impression. What you just did before that was like spot on. I thought you were doing it. I was impressed for a second. I was like, whoa, holy crap! What a good Trump impression.
You know, I used to do a good one. I can't do impressions on command, unfortunately. I'm just bad at it. It's got to come out naturally. I think I used to practice the Trump one, so like now I can't do it. I did it by accident. It came out naturally.
Okay. Anyway, this is a dumb one. We're gonna do it anyway because it's kind of interesting and kind of on topic. Would you rather bring back the original Atari or payphones? Which would you rather have back?
Yeah, Atari.
I think I'm gonna go payphones.
Payphones do sound fun though, right?
Yeah, especially like, what if your phone dies? Like that sucks nowadays. Like, fuck, my phone died. Like, you literally have no option except for, what are you gonna do? Ask a stranger?
I don't know if you guys know the Intellivision story that's happening right now.
I don't know a lot about it. I know what the Intellivision.
Yeah, I mean, if the Atari coming back or anything like that, go for payphones. That thing's a fucking disaster.
Is it?
Yeah, they. It looks like there's a lot of sketches. There's hours of YouTube videos.
I haven't had a chance to look into that much. Geeb, are you gonna make it, dude? Are you alive? What the fuck are you doing?
This is a question. This is an actual question.
It says it on the card, man. It's not my fault. Who
in their fucking right mind would ask this question and not know the answer to it?
What's the answer?
Let me think about it. Would I rather pay with money, money from my pockets, which we don't do that anymore on a dirty-ass telephone on the middle of the street with vomit and pee encrusted everywhere around it. Or bring back the iconic gaming console that was the revolutionary console, the grandfather to everything that we have now. Have the privilege of playing that again. Brand.
I have a soft spot for payphones.
I do too, honestly. Listen,
you're drunk, you're wobbling home.
This is my podcast, so I can just mute you guys. You're muted. They can't hear you anymore, and I'm going over here. This spot. What even is this world that we live in? I don't even understand what world this is. This is not a world that I want to live in. This is the Geeb. Ignore the drip part and forget Alex. This is the Geeb podcast. What in the world? Okay, I'm done. What, guys?
Are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
You're fucking wrong. Payphones are. Listen, let me tell you something right now. Alex had a story. I'm going to take a simpler approach to this, and you're dead wrong. What are you going to do? Let's say there's an emergency, an actual emergency, and your phone is dead, but you got a quarter in your pocket, and you need to call somebody. It is very important that you call somebody. You need help. Your car broke down. Your phone is dead. You don't have a charger. There's a payphone right there. Bell Atlantic, right there. Bell Atlantic. Remember them? I do.
You're asking me what I would do. What I would do in an emergency? You're asking me what I would do in an emergency. What would I do?
Dial a number.
Was it the switchboard as well? Bring back the switchboard at the same time. Dial
where are you?
They connect you.
Oh yeah. You just say I need to go to connect me to Geeb, please.
Where are you that your phone is dead, you can't charge it, you have a quarter, and there's a payphone around you? Where in this scenario? Where is this?
I am drunk, sitting on a curb somewhere.
Bingo.
Late at night.
There's a payphone near you.
Yeah.
Because we brought him back.
And you have quarters because you didn't use your credit card that night. You used quarters and money.
I always use cash at bars, man. Fuck that. I don't have my card.
If I'm using if there's payphones back, I'm carrying a few quarters.
For sure, yeah. I have them on me. I put a couple in my wallet so I know that I have them. God, gee.
Maybe I'll have a few quarters in my car.
Exactly, because we know we're not driving it, but we can go get it. We can get the quarters out.
Yeah.
That's why we're calling somebody to come get us, because we are pissed drunk and we're not driving that thing. That's for sure. Moving on to the next question.
I hurt now.
Oh, this I don't like that one. Oh, this is a good one. This is a really good one. Okay, would you rather have Velcro hands or Velcro feet? That's a really good question.
How strong's the Velcro?
We're talking industrial strength, real shit.
So if I had like a...
Either way, you're Spider.
Either way, you're Spider-Man, right? Yeah. So probably...
Yeah.
My answer is payphone.
I'd take either, to be honest. I'd be down for both.
I think I'm going to go hands. I think I'm going to go hands just because I could have more control like this. You know? Either way, you're Spider-Man.
Hands.
I like this intelligent part of the podcast. It's good.
I'm hurt now. My whole world has changed now.
What's your answer, Geeb? I need to move on to the next question.
Hands. Spider-Man.
Cool.
Oh my god.
This one's okay. They've teed him up for us now. This is a good one.
Oh great.
Would you rather run in a human hamster wheel or poop in a human litter box?
Why would you have to? So pooping is something that you have to do. I understand why you would have to poop in a litter. You don't have to run in a hamster. I don't understand this question.
I guess if you would be working out at any point or running,
so no treadmills, just hamster wheel.
Hamster wheels.
I would absolutely be hamster ball. That's like super monkey ball in real life.
Yeah, I'm going that way as well.
Well, considering
I'm not pooping in the giant litter box. It's not happening.
Considering that I poop way more than I run on treadmill, I'm going to go with the hamster wheel.
Yeah, I'm definitely going with that.
You'd run so much more if you was inside of hamster wheel, dude.
I think you poop.
be so-
Actually, you poop a lot. You'd poop a
You'd
lot.
be so happy.
You'd poop a lot if you were at a hamster wheel because it's gonna work out all that shit that you need to go use your litter box for.
No, you can only choose one.
I know. What if I want both? We got time for 2 more, Drip.
Jesus, I was done 2 questions ago.
Oh, this is a good one. Okay, you can pick one of these things, and you're going to deal with them for a week. And this is in the scenario where you wouldn't die from it. You either have to be projectile vomiting for a week, or you have to have explosive diarrhea for a week, non-stop.
Vomit.
No way. But
Yeah, it's easy.
no, but
I'm going diarrhea for sure.
no,
Bring
man.
down.
I use this.
I would just do like fucking a DVD stream.
This-
Because, like,
It would be
That's a good idea.
it would be unpleasant, but the butt is doing its job by doing that. My mouth
Yeah, you
is
can
not,
stream from the toilet. I
my
almost did after I ate all those hot peppers that one time. I almost had to do that.
last one. And the after show. My head is broken still.
Okay, you get to pick one of these to do for the rest of your life. You either have to wear sock puppets on your hands, or you have to wear, like swimming flippers on your feet.
This one's silly and I like it.
That's pretty good. It's a good way to finish up. I'm going sock puppets. I don't know if you guys have tried to walk in flippers. It's not a fun experience whatsoever.
I'd go flippers.
You're going flippers?
Yeah, 2 reasons. One, I'd want to be like the guy in Big Daddy, you know, the Scuba Steve.
Yes, you would. You
can
would
tell
be
if he's-
Scuba Steve. Yeah.
I'll have Scuba Steve corner, and then
Yes. There you go. Okay.
how do I play games with sucker puppets on?
Ooh, I didn't think about that.
Like,
I didn't think about that. I'm changing my answer. Geeb, what do you got? Take us home.
Oh, I'm gonna go with sock puppets.
Take us home, Geeb!
We're gonna go to the other show now. Oh, we'll check you guys out next week. You guys can check out Alex at youtube.com/Alex. I'm sorry, that's not it. You can check out.
Boo!
You can check out Alex over on youtube.com/SwitchCorner, and you can also check him out at youtube.com/ConsoleCorner. I'm sorry,
No.
I'm fired.
YouTube.com/ Jesus Christ, I'm forgetting now.
I know
Switch
it's
Corner,
hard, right?
Like PlayStation Corner and the Xbox Corner because someone stole Xbox Corner already.
Boo.
The Xbox corner makes
Alex.
it sound more legit anyway.
Alex, we appreciate you being our guest this week on the Triple G podcast. We're not done with you, though, in the stream. We're not done with you guys either. We're going to head over to the after show just for a few minutes to talk to Alex about, I don't know, his middle finger size stuff. I don't know. How big is your middle finger, Alex? Did you ever measured it?
Okay.
Get that finger off the! Get that off of here!
that
After
big.
show, guys. I got to do a thing. There's a thing I got to do. It's one of these beautiful things that is it's this. Wait, no, it's this. It's see, we're doing it. It's that, and then wait, hold on. This podcast was edited and uploaded by Uncle G Productions.